Hello, my darlings. It's been a long time. uh, that's all I have to say. Okay. But I'm here. I was cleaning out my lotion pot this morning and then I realized I don't know where I put my lotion. So now I have an empty lotion pot and it actually helps me to separate the cards when I'm dealing. So I don't know how this is going to go. It depends on what deck God guides me to. But this is a collective reading because Chanel isn't feeling like up, you know. So because I know it's been a long time, I am here to just bring you your message, just to make sure that we're up to date with what God wants us to know. So this is a collective message for we the people. Let's see, what does God want or need us to know at this time? What do you want us to know at this time, please, Most High? If there's anybody trying to interfere with this reading, please block them so that we can receive the messages that you have brought us here to receive. Thank you. So, what's your message for us, please? Sometimes you're up, and sometimes you're down. Interesting. So we got distorted belief system, wanted to show its face, but it kind of came out in the reverse. Let's just see. Like this. Yeah, it's in. Okay, so there is not a distorted belief system. What God is saying, don't do that. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Mature. Interesting. So if you know that you're mature, then you don't have a distorted belief system. Okay? So having a clear belief system is actually the definition of maturity. It's like, I know who I am and I'm being who I am deliberately. Okay? So, no distorted belief system. It's all about maturity. And that means that even if you're in a dark energy, if that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do. As long as you're willing to accept the consequences, you are who you are. You're living deliberately. So that means you don't have a distorted belief system. Okay? So you're seeing things clearly, or you should be seeing things clearly. Just be yourself. If you're willing to do the crime, be willing to accept the time or do the time. And if you know that you're living right, don't let nobody make you feel like you're not. Because people work these kind of psychological games on you so that they can bring you down or throw you off, take you off your throne. Also, if you know somebody is actually for you, don't let anybody convince you otherwise, because people will do that as well just so that they could take any little bit of love or camaraderie support system that you have out of your life, so that hopefully you will fall. Okay, because united we stand, right? Life is better together. Sometimes we have to be by ourselves, but let's admit it, life is better together. It's sweeter together, right? Nobody wants to be by themselves forever and ever. It's just that if we're gonna be abused and hurt by people, then that's the better choice of the two options. For most people, anyway. Some people love the drama. I am not one of them. Let's see. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so we got foolish at the bottom of the deck. So we got this here by itself. Self-discovery. Yeah, get to know yourself. Who are you? And be honest about it. If you know that you love evil, be honest about it. Okay, if you know that you love good, be honest about it. Because at the end of the day, the start of your healing is honesty. The start of your success is honesty. Don't fight against yourself. So it look like God is already giving the message, I feel like. Okay, let's see what all this is. And we have these in the um reverse. They're in the reverse. So let's see. So we got uneducated. First of all, let me just check because this it's a mind fuck, like they would say. Let's see. Okay, so it's this way. Thank God they're in the upright. Okay, if you're uneducated in the reverse, you are educated. Okay, so let's split them around. So we got uneducated, get focused, we got intoxicated, airheaded, and working. And at the bottom of the deck, this is why we have foolish. So it's like you're not on the track that you should be on. So it's like if you know that you're not up to par in your mind, in the state of your development, in your relationship, in your work, in your family life, whatever area of life this is pertaining to for you, this is about you discovering where you're at. Be honest about where you're at in your development or the progress of this said area. Okay? So that you stop fooling yourself. Okay? Because we got rich coming next and confusion. So there's a lot of confusion. Why? Because you're uneducated and you're focused on intoxication. So there's that cloudiness, there's that distorted belief system. So God is saying clean it up. And then we have the airheadedness, and that's what's working for you. So if your relationships or your work or your what else people be dealing with, whatever project, whatever relationship you're working on, if it's not working out for you, it's because you're fooling yourself. And when you start being honest with yourself, then things will start going right for you. Winner self-taught. So you are going to have to put yourself in that frame of thinking and on that track by being honest with yourself. So if you know you're not good at something, don't say you are. If you know you're good at something, don't say you are not. So when you face the reality of who you are and what you got going on, then you could make the right moves that are best for you. Sometimes that means you're gonna have to lose a friend or two, or lose some family members, or lose some money, or you see this is a big problem when it comes to human beings. You see, because we don't like to lose, because we don't want to ever suffer, we tend to do the wrong thing and go the wrong way. But listen, weeping may endure for a night, but joy will come again in the morning. Sometimes you have to let some things, some people, some ideas, some traditions, some practices, some ideologies, some philosophical teachings, sometimes you have to let some things or people go so that you could get on the winning track. Be your own best friend, and that starts with honesty. Who are you really? Without saying it loud for anybody to know or hear, because if you're great and you say it out loud, people get offended. And if you're horrible and you say it out loud, then you get offended. But this is your story. This is your journey. This is your assignment. This is your life. This is your responsibility. Decide who you are. First face who you are and then decide who you actually are. Are you happy with where you're at? Are you happy being who you are being? If you're not happy, then you need to change tracks. Okay? Stop fooling yourself. I guess that's what God needs us all to know. Oh, look at that. was showing at the bottom. The happy card wanted to show itself. Yeah, man, stop fooling yourself. If you know you love darkness, admit it to yourself. If you know you love the light and you don't love darkness, admit it to yourself. Everybody needs to find their team, find their place, be who you were called to be. God created good and evil. Why? Because God said that it was good. It's balance. Life is about balance. Light and dark, up and down, young and old, rich and poor. Duality. That's what existence is all about. It's a spectrum. Some people are more dark than light. Some people are equal balance of dark and light. Some people are more light than dark. Who are you? Who are you being and who are you supposed to be? That's what God wants us to talk about right now. So it's like everybody need to find their places. And this is like, you see Harry Potter, when they first got to the School of Magic, and they were putting the hat on them to see what house or what category, what division they belong in. This is basically what God wants us to do. Where do you belong? Find your place. And we're not here to judge you. Because I'll be honest with you, too much perfection, too much goodness is boring. Too much badness is fucking disruptive. And is another word. It's disruptive. What's the word I'm looking for, Most High? It's destructive. That's the one. So too much good is boring, too much bad is destructive. We need to have the balance so life continue being fun. Life continue being worthwhile. Too much corruption and we start losing hope. We start wanting to give up. We start tapping into that negative energy. Some people's negative energy is to become complacent and do nothing. Some people's negative energy is to take matter into their own hands. In any case, it's extreme. We don't mind fighting for things, but to be honest, for most of us, really destroying people, really deleting people and going to that extreme is not our heart's desire. We don't want to do that. Because even though we don't like each other, life is better with each other. Because, like, if I wasn't here to give the people in my life trouble, their life would be boring. And if they weren't here to challenge me, then my life would be boring. But know when to, know when to stop, because then it goes overboard. And I think that's what we're approaching. And before we get there, God is saying everybody needs to check themselves before they wreck themselves. Or I just heard we need to check ourselves before God wreck us. That's what I just heard. So it's like if we don't discipline ourselves, then the head teacher will come in and execute discipline. And we're not going to like that. And you know what I notice? When there's a natural disaster, you ever see how different people of all ages and color and creed and belief systems pull together to bring things back to order, like after a flood or a hurricane or a big earthquake and stuff like that. We got all kind of color people looking for all kind of color people, offering assistance, showing that divine side of our humanity. And when things are great, we don't do that. We find every reason under the sun to create division among ourselves. Isn't that crazy? So it's like, if we need that help, we gonna get that help. Or we could discipline ourselves first before God decide to come in with some madness. The wrath of God. It's not far away. So we need to find ourselves and be ourselves before God help us to find ourselves. Because in a time of crisis, nobody got time to be cute. Nobody got time to be lying to themselves. Nobody got time to be hating on other people and shit like that. For stupid reasons. That's the message right now for we the people. That includes all politicians, all civil servants too, and the secret societies that rule them. You're not exempt from this, because under God, there's all of us. You're nothing and nobody, or you're something and somebody, just like all of us. You only like to amplify your importance, but that shit is an illusion. We give you that power. You are not actually exalted above any of us. Civil servants and the secret societies that rule them. You are we the people. 2 more times. So the gist of this whole thing is we need to check ourselves before God check us. Ooh, I think Daddy's upset. I think Mommy is upset. Okay. So that's saying you're free to change. I felt 2 more, but now that I finished the 2 more, I feel like, yeah, that's not it. Follow your intuition. The answers are already inside you. You know. And if you don't know, you should check out our eBay store and send me a message so I can do you a personal reading and do you your own price. And I don't decide the prices, God decides the prices. So if you need help, that's why I'm here. Or ignore my offers, it's fine. When I need help, I know where to get it from. I have the power to get myself the help, so I will never feel lost. If I feel lost, it's because I didn't check in. But if I feel lost or stuck, I go and hold a meeting with the Most High God, with the cards, or in meditation. One more time. All right, now we're ready. So, okay, we got mature at the bottom of the deck again. Yeah, need to act like we got some sense, or else God is gonna bring the whip. Let's see how many ways God has whipped the nations in the past that we know about. We got this flood. We got hurricanes, earthquake, pestilence, famine, drought, fires, radiation, biological warfare, or illness. It's like, which one do you want? Humanity. Which one do you want? Earth, people of the earth, creatures of the earth. Because I hear about these reptilians and whatnot. I don't know if I should class you as people or not, but whatever you are, you're under God's rule too. You're on the same level as the rest of us too. You're not exalted above us. So this message is for you too. As long as you have life in you, this is your fucking message. So God is kind of on the warpath right now, and I personally am happy about that because I'm being abused, and it's like, yes, daddy, get him. Yeah, y'all are overdoing with this silliness, lying to yourselves, focusing on all the wrong things and the wrong people, messing with stuff and people that you have no business dealing with. I would say find your place. You're messing with people and places and ideas and stuff that you have no business messing with. Find your place. That thing just happened with the internet again and cut off my video, so now I'm gonna have to stitch the two videos. But it is what it is. So let's get the last bit of this message. I have to use Vaseline. It's gonna make the card sticky. Check yourself before God needs to come and check you. So the first card we have to come out is self-taught, uneducated. Look at that. So God says that we find too much comfort in just doing dumb shit. We find comfort in being out of order. At the bottom of the deck, we got underappreciated communication. We don't like to listen. We don't like to speak. We don't like to share. We got jealous, forbidden. God's saying we need to stop looking at other people and wanting what they have and whatnot. Because the fact that we choose to be in this here dumb energy is why we cannot achieve what we're supposed to be achieving. Instead of focusing on what our talents, our gifts, our strengths are, instead of focusing on who we actually should be spending our time with, who we should be letting into our circle, who we should be cutting out, what practices we should be cutting out, what traditions we should be cutting out, getting our life in order, like the first part of this reading said. Instead of focusing on that and becoming a winner, we choose to focus on nonsense. And then we turn into thieves, we turn into liars, we turn into murderers, we turn into adulterers, we turn into home wreckers, we turn into people who attention whores, we turn into power hungry people, we turn into all that shit, throwing the universe itself completely out of balance. God is saying, find your place. Before I make you. Be who you know you're supposed to be before you are forced into it. Because you're not going to like it. Ooh, God is angry. Yeah, instead of watching other people and being jealous and wanting to be other people and wanting to take other people's shine, God is saying, I didn't create fools. I've been telling y'all for years. God didn't create no fool. God didn't create losers, because we're all made in the image of God. So God is not a loser. People may not see your greatness, but that doesn't mean that you're not great. People thought that if you were to tell your parents, I want to be a comedian when I grow up, they'll think you're fucking mad. There was a time when it was like that. What do you mean by you want to be a comedian? Go be a doctor, go be a lawyer, go be a teacher. Now look, because of people who stood by their desire, stood in their purpose. We got people like Dave Chappelle. We got people like Cat Williams and Eddie Griffin. We got people like Matt Rife. We got people like all the other people who are actually funny. Not these fake Hollywood, fake funny. Their idea of funny is just being nasty and degrading That's not fucking funny. Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle, they're fucking funny. Eddie Griffin, they're fucking funny. I don't know what they're like now because I haven't been watching them with all this political nonsense that's going on in the world, and the powers that be are kind of shifting people into who they want them to be and making people forsake their purpose and their path and their true passion and turning them into what they want to turn them into. It's kind of lost. It's luster for me. So I don't really pay attention to music. I don't pay attention to movies. I don't pay attention to comedy. I don't pay attention to sitcoms. I don't pay attention to none of that because everybody is not where they're supposed to be. People are talking and doing things that they're not supposed to, that they don't believe in, that they know better than to be doing. I'm telling you, the world is very topsy-turvy right now and it's not good. Whatever you people are doing with the world, the alchemy that you're creating by being out of sync with who you know you're supposed to be and how you know you're supposed to be, it's not a good formula. And before God allow you to destroy people like me who are actually in our purpose and people who are actually trying to create good and right and a healthy atmosphere, before God allow you to destroy us in your madness, God will destroy you. Guaranteed. That's what time it is. God is very upset right now. And let me tell you something. The good thing about God is God give us ample warning. So you see this message is coming out now. If 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years go by and it look like God isn't going to do anything, do not fool yourself. God is giving us all time to get our shit right. God is patient. But God has an expiry date. God is giving us time to get our shit together, but we have an expiry date. It's like when you're in school and you know your coursework due on a certain date. That's how God moves. And when we least expect it, when we choose to keep going ahead in our wrongdoing, in our disorderly behavior, suddenly God's wrath comes. And it's like you've been warned. You choose to ignore. You've been warned over and over and over. And God is not a broken record. So if you want to choose to ignore, it's up to you. But you've been told. We need to check ourselves before God wreck us. God has had enough of the nonsense. I didn't expect this message to come out. I expected to bring some niceness. But it is what it is. It kept falling out. And see at the end, it's the same message. That's why we need to stop our madness, or else God is going to stop it for us. Father God, Mother God, whatever you believe in, ancestors, everybody's on the same page right now. It's time for a cleanup. I've been telling you people this for probably about 2 years now. This message has been coming out. So that's 2 years gone so far. And this message still has to be coming out. And personally, I see things getting worse. Especially in America. The way how they're corrupting the understanding of what a healthy relationship look like. They're corrupting what a healthy, well-developed mentality of a male and of a females look like. They're corrupting what proper parenting look like. They're corrupting what proper health care look like. They're corrupt. it's not gonna go well for you. It's time to desert Mystery Babylon, or else it won't go well for you. It's just like when Noah was predicting all these rains, whether it's just a story or if it's real life, this is what is happening now. Just like in the story, Noah said, yo, you people need to get prepared. There's going to be a terrible, 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 terrible flood. And they laughed and said, oh, look at that crazy person about he's building a big boat and putting some of each animal on there. The rains came. And the rains will come in these times. Whether it's by water or fire or air or earth, however God chooses to do its thing, or spirit. Air, earth, water, fire, spirit, whatever alchemical solution God chooses to combat the nonsense that y'all got going on here, it's coming. You've been warned. Again. I know what I'll be doing. Shit. I'm gonna be behaving myself. I'm gonna be trying to find where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. What I'm supposed to be contributing to the upliftment of life on a whole. I'll be over here being a good girl. And proud. Good girls forward forever. We make moves. We are winners. So y'all can say good girls are boring if you want to. I bet I'm more fun than you. But I'm a good girl. I'm more original than you. And I'm a good girl. I'm more accomplished than you. And I'm a good girl. So is being a good girl or a good boy such an abomination? I think not. Y'all need to get your brain together. Y'all need to understand what goodness is. I'm going to try my best to help you with these readings, because it's just like with the reading about lesbianism. You think that God would think that lesbianism is just all wrong because that's what we've been taught to think, or that's how we've been taught to perceive God. But when I did the reading, God said, yo, as long as you're not forcing each other to be that way, have fun. There's nothing damaging about it. Go have your fun. If scientifically you are damaging yourself doing something or dealing with someone, as in the case of, you know, your life may be going good, and then when you get a certain friend or boyfriend in your life, all of a sudden everything go to shit. Boyfriend, girlfriend, or some family member, is because of their karma. So as long as who and what you're dealing with isn't destroying yourself, destroying what you, I mean, science itself tells you what is good and what is bad, what you should do and what you should not. Don't let people define that for you, because everybody's on a different path. What may be good for you may not be good for that person. What may be good for that person may not be good for you. Like lesbianism, it may be good for you, but it certainly ain't fucking good for me. Give me a man all day, every day. If I don't like his attitude, I'll fuck him and tell him bye. But don't send me no woman with no dildo. I don't do them things there. I'd rather take a virgin man over a well-experienced woman. Any day, every day. We'll take our time and learn how to do the thing right. I'll become a teacher. Never know, the student might just become a teacher in the future, but you get what I'm trying to say. We need to clarify how we perceive God and godliness, how we perceive right and wrong for ourselves. There's nothing wrong with learning in a collective setting, but at the end of the day, we are all individuals. Do what is right for you. Tap into your own intuition. Know yourself, self-discovery. If you don't understand what I'm saying here, then you need to take it up with your God. If you do understand what I'm saying here, then I will suggest that you breathe, take it easy, and just start getting on the right path. Little progress is better than no progress. But as much progress as much effort as you're willing to put in, that's how much progress you'll be making. So it will be in your best interest not to force it, but do your best. Because if you put in 2%, you get 2% return. You put in 10%, you get 10% return. You put in 50%, you get 50% return. So how much the universe responds to you in kind will depend on how much you respond to the universe. Okay? So God said we need to get our stuff together, stop watching other people and what they're doing, and understand ourselves and what we were created to do, what we're called to do. The answers are within each of us. God is saying stop allowing people to teach you who it is. Understand your God for yourself. Be honest. If you grew up in one religion or one way of life and you feel like this isn't working for you, then you need to stand up and get out. Go to where your spirit is being called. Your heart. Go to where your heart is directing you. Or else you're just living a lie. I was brought up to be a Christian. I grew up wanting to be a Rastafarian because that made more sense to me. And it is my right to be that so I could feel happy and comfortable within myself. Because at the end of the day, my fortune depends on my efforts. So how can I be fortunate when I'm not being true to myself? Because even if I achieve greatness financially, spiritually, I'll forever be depleted. I'll forever be emotionally shot because I am not where or who I feel I need to be. I'm living for other people. That's imprisonment. If you don't understand what I'm saying, then perhaps I'm not talking to you. You have not reached this level yet. Be true to who you are. It's not the season to be living for your parents. It's not the season to be living for your elders. It's not the season for you to be living for society. It's not the season for you to be living for the government. It's not the season for you to be living for the secret society. It's not the season for you to be lying to yourself. Because God is upset and God is tired of it. Like I am. So maybe what I've been feeling is God's disappointment. But I feel the same way that God feels. Get your shit together. Or at least try. That's it. Until next time, my loves. I'm sorry for having to rough you up like this. But sometimes that's the only way people will hear. Is if you rough them up. Okay? All the best.